we were laughing so hard at what was happening. He dragged her in the chair across the floor, put her in the corner, gave her a timeout, right? We were laughing just nonstop. I almost threw up in the restaurant because I was laughing so hard. So that is my most chaotic moment. Hello, and welcome back to If It Were Up to Us, the podcast where we rethink, redesign, and reimagine the ultimate Disney theme park destination. I am your host, Chrissy, and this is my co-host, Stephanie. Hey, Steph, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm good. Kind of. We had a semi-snow day today. The kids had a 2-hour delay. And then, which means my short work day would have only been 2 hours, and I felt like that wasn't really worth it. So I'm just going to stay home all day.
I love it. I love that journey.
But the weather is crummy. So, yeah, gotta love it.
I don't miss north weather at all. I know we've been through this multiple times, but yes.
Yeah, I know. It's something.
Well, I myself am dealing with the cold that just doesn't want to leave our household. So forgive any coughs or blowing of noses and the rest of it because it's just lingering in our household. So,
this time of year.
Cold and flu season. It's the jolliest time of the year.
I know, and it's always why does it match up with Christmas?
I know, right?
Like, every time.
I know it.
Oh, maybe you'll have good luck for Christmas, though, and everyone will be healthy by then.
I'm kind of fingers crossed, hoping that if we just speak that out into the universe, that'll be the case. Yeah, hopefully. One can hope. So,
yes.
I am really excited to get into today's episode where we just get to chat all things Hollywood Studios. But before we do that, do we have any new news to get into?
I don't think Disney's really released anything since we recorded our last episode with all of the...
I don't think so either.
That list of news. There might have been something about Hong Kong or something like that, but I don't think anything as far as Walt Disney World or Disneyland.
Yeah, I can't think of anything either. So, okay. Well, should we just get into it?
Sure. Let's just get into it.
Okay, so... Today we're talking top 5 tips, tricks, memories, moments, the rest of it. But I know that we had kind of talked a little bit about, we've kind of highlighted your Jollywood experience and the holiday experience at that you had at Hollywood Studios. But I did do a little deep dive on the last one that I didn't get into. Semi-deep dive around the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights. Had you heard about this before?
I have heard about it. Obviously, I didn't see it, but I have heard about it.
So apparently, this spectacle came from the Osborne family. It was actually donated to Disney when they got rid of it in... And I don't have this in my notes. I should have taken better notes about this. But I put this little snippet in. So in 1995, the Osborne Family Spectacle of Dancing Lights was actually brought to Residential Street of the Backlot Tour for the Christmas time period of the park. And this remained for a very, very long, long time and became a staple of the season. And these lights, I think this is where Hollywood Studios gets its, extra jolly Christmas vibe because they had this, dancing light show and Christmas light show there for so many years that I feel like they still have to kind of live up to that. But anyways, and so when it left, which I think was right before COVID, couple of years before COVID maybe, it may have actually been when they closed everything in, 2017, to make way for Galaxy's Edge and the rest of it. Those lights were actually donated to Give Kids the World, which I thought was pretty cool. So,
nice.
Yeah.
And I think one of the vloggers went to the Give the Kids the World Village or whatever it's called. And they had a ton of lights, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
It does. That's really cool.
So, anyways, I just thought, it's kind of the holiday season, and so that we could maybe do that. When it comes to our park, what kind of holiday festivities do you think we should bring into Hollywood Studios?
Well, I think I said, but I don't remember if it was when we were recording, that I feel like Jollywood, I guess, could stay if it wanted to, but I think the Osborne lights would be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe put those in for Jollywood. Jollywood just needs something, and also needs something like more geared towards children or something. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I feel like, and this is, I think, an issue that Hollywood Studios has overall, besides its whole lost identity thing, in that, there's just, it used to be a park that had a lot to do for younger kids, and it has since gotten away from that, which I can understand. Mm-hmm. However, they have not refilled that need anywhere else in any of the other parks, So I think that you're right in that, like, Jolly, it needs something. I can understand having a very adult or grown-up themed event and the need to have that.
Yes.
But I just feel like it's, as a whole, I suppose it kind of vibes with the more mature piece of the park, if you will. But then I also feel like, then don't have Toy Story Land if you're going for an older vibe, right? Like,
yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I just wasn't. I think maybe because I'm a kid at heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just wanted something.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe also I just, didn't do it justice. Maybe I just need to go back. Is there any left that aren't sold out? Maybe I just need to go back and do it again.
Maybe, yeah. Just do it again. Yeah. Yeah, give it a go for a second time and see if that makes things any better.
Yeah, I feel like for Jollywood, I would like it to be more kid. And then if they want to do something a little more geared towards adult, then do those parties like they do in Disneyland. Do the 90s nights and the Pride nights and all of those other things that they do in the parks in Disneyland. Hollywood Studios would be a perfect place for those parties.
Yeah. And
like, make them exclusively for adults. Make it so you have to be a certain age to go in.
Yeah.
Like, especially because they're so limited in Disneyland. Like, there's like 4 of the Pride nights or something, or 4 of the 90s nights. They're very far and few between. Like, you could do that and it be okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Any other tours or special experiences? I know we talked about after hours and having those, and we did talk a little bit about making those into those theme nights, like you just said. Anything else that you would bring over to this park?
Well, I do think it needs a parade.
Mm-hmm.
I do. I think it needs a better fireworks show, like on its Chinese theater thing.
Yeah.
And that doesn't have to be every night either. Maybe you make it like special. I don't know. Like when Fantasmic is only running one show, do some sort of fireworks show.
Yeah.
Like seasonally or whatever when they do that. But I do think it needs a parade. I loved when it had some cavalcades.
Yes.
Yeah. And like as far as Hollywood Studios as it is in like the actual place and not our park, I wish they'd bring back the whole stormtrooper thing that they used to do.
Oh,
where they like had kids come up and whatever. Like
yeah,
the
Jedi training
thing.
or whatever.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
And then they would come and like march through the park. I feel like they should just bring that back too. And I know that there's the whole Galaxy's Edge thing, but like do it in there. I don't know. Like figure it out. I just, again, this goes back to our whole thing that we feel that Hollywood Studios needs more streetmosphere. All of the parks do, but especially Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you completely got rid of your Citizens of Hollywood and all of your different shows. I mean, yeah, just that park didn't need to rely on attractions, like specifically rides, because it had so many other things to do, and it does not have those things to do anymore, so it needs something else for sure. Yeah. Okay, so do we want to do tips, memories? Where are we going next?
Just realized I didn't put mascara on.
Oh. It doesn't look like it. I don't notice it. You look great.
I just realized, I was like, wait, my eyes fillered. I don't know. Let's see
You can
what our
feel
little
mascara on your eyes.
Well, I just touched my eye and I was like,
Oh.
those are bare. Those are bare lashes.
I thought you just meant like every time you blinked, like you could tell you don't have mascara on.
No, I don't put that much on that. You could. I'm sure if you layered that stuff on, you could. Do we want to do... I don't know. Maybe we'll just do tips first. Because I think sometimes when we get into our memories, that just kind of,
Yeah, we just...
And then we never have
talk about
time for
those.
tips. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm good with that. Let's do that. Let's go into tips first. Okay. What is your... What tip are you usually inclined to gatekeep, but you're willing to share with our listeners?
Oh, I don't know if it's a gatekeep. Honestly, I would not rope drop Rise of the Resistance and try to ride, like for early entry, try to ride two of the other things instead. Especially because Rise of the Resistance lately has been going down to like 35 minutes, like middle of the day and into the evening. So I don't think the need to rope drop and like beeline to that is there anymore. Let everyone else go do that. That's been watching the same YouTube video tips that everybody and their mother has been watching that tells you to do that. And go ride Tower and Rockin' instead, or hit some of the Toy Story Land stuff.
Right.
Like Midway Mania and maybe Mickey Minnie's Runaway Railway, because those two things stay high like most of the time. But
not rope dropping Rise of the Resistance was also on my list of things. Just because it's also a lengthy experience. And so if you're trying to take advantage of lower wait times, take advantage of the lower wait times, because you're like, you have 30 minutes, especially if you're doing early entry, right? You have 30 minutes in which you're not going to see those crowds stack up. So you can get 2 rides in the same time frame you would just get Rise of the Resistance in. Now, if it's your go-to, you must do, have to have it like done, okay, maybe do it. But if you're trying to maximize your time at the park, definitely skip that, save it for later.
Yeah, because the other thing about Rise is it does break down a lot still. So if you see it's up, maybe do. Also, it's a good one to save when you're down there in the summer and it's so hot in the middle of the day, because it is a lengthy experience. So you'll be out of the heat for an extended amount of time. It's a good one to kind of, okay, let's just, do the 40, 50-minute wait and get out of the sun for a bit.
Yeah.
So.
And it also has a pretty decent indoor queue, or at least shady, which you don't see a lot of in that park, especially like Toy Story Land, right? Like, get the things that you know you're going to be standing outside and waiting for done early, and then the ones that have a bit more shade tackle later on. Yeah.
No, I agree. My other one was just going to be like my other tip, and I'm not a rope dropper anymore, but this is the one park that my family will get up and rope drop, because especially if we're not going to use lightning lanes for this, because all of the attractions in this park are usually heavy hitters, aside from Alien Swirling Saucers, but like in Star Tours. Like, they are all going to be busy, especially if you're going at a busy time of year. This is also one that I do think is 150 million% worth buying the multi-pass for, because of that reason. These rides just will have a long wait, 30 plus minutes, pretty much all of them. So, yeah. Rope drop, get lightning lane.
Yeah, I agree. My only other big tip was really to leave. If you're going to do this park, go early, leave, come back. Because the time period from especially 5 to 7, everybody who has done the go early part has already left, right?
Yep.
And the thick of your crowds, but because there are so few attractions in this park,
Yeah.
it really kind of can be a half-day park, especially if you're only going for rides and you're not going for shows or experiences or anything else. Like, people are usually filtering out. It's only the people who are staying for Fantasmic or dining reservations that are in the park. So usually this park is going to be a little bit less crowded between that 5 to 7, 8 kind of time period. So if you didn't get to do the attractions you wanted to do, come back or stack your lightning lanes for later in the day and make it a sleep-in park. Like you said, I mean, there's,
Yep.
like you don't necessarily have to rope drop it, especially if you have lightning lane multipass. Just stack those up throughout the day, come back, and then see Fantasmic and go. But yeah, when we did our 1 day for a parks trip, like, I felt like that park was not crowded at all by the time that we got into the park. And honestly, had it been warmer, we would have stayed for Fantasmic and had a decent night there. So
we would have.
Yeah.
Yeah, this park, because I am very like pro park hopping, this is the park that I pair with Epcot a lot.
Yeah.
And sometimes even the Magic Kingdom. We'll do Magic Kingdom in the morning, Hollywood Studios in the evening, or vice versa.
Yeah.
Or do what you said. This is a great one. Go in the morning, do a couple of things, especially if you're not going to buy Lightning Lane. You want to save a little money.
Yeah.
Leave for the hottest part of the day. Take your kids swimming in the pools. Please, guys, take your kids swimming in the darn pools at Disney. Don't care if you have a pool in your backyard. Take them swimming.
Yeah.
And then come back later when the sun's down.
Yeah.
And enjoy the rest of the evening. Yep.
Okay, what other questions?
I just want to go now.
I know, right? I just want to go back.
I know. It's so bad.
This is the problem with this podcast. Like, we thought it would just kind
Yeah.
of quell our desire to go because we're just talking about it all the time, but it just fuels the fire.
No.
Yeah.
And lately, I don't know, the last 2 days, I've been like, oh, I just really want to go back. Just there a couple weeks
I know.
ago, but like,
I know.
It's never enough time when you're doing that kind of a trip that we did.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But you know what? Neither is a 7 day, or 7 night, 8 day trip either. Like, it's just not enough. It's not enough.
No, I do get to go back in February, but I don't think I'm doing any parks.
Boo.
I know. Well, because I'm going for the run. And unless the rest of the family comes with me, I'm thinking, like, right now I have Coronado Springs booked just from Friday to Sunday.
Yeah.
So go down Friday night, have Saturday to get my, like, race bib and all that crap, and probably do some Disney Springs, run the race Sunday morning, fly home afternoon or evening on Sunday and come back.
Yeah.
That's the plan right now. And so I don't think that I, want to waste any park tickets for that.
Yeah.
We'll see. I say this.
But you know what? But we've talked, I know this is like a total tangent, but we have talked about the fact that there's still so much to do that's not in the parks that, like, I mean, how many free
17,000 mini golf?
That's what I was just going to say, is how many free mini golf
I could play mini golf all day.
do we have? So, yeah, that was one of the things that was on my list of things to do
And
this last trip, and we did not get to it.
No.
But yeah, there's just, I mean, besides like just resort, like I had a blast doing that first night when I was waiting for you to get into town, just like going resort to resort to resort. And I literally didn't do anything in the resorts. I just went and looked around, checked them out. So yeah, tangent. I know we're talking about Hollywood Studios, which is totally a theme park and not a resort, but we're pro not going to the resorts as well, or not going to the parks as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We make the rules.
That's right. Because it's up to us.
Okay, so do we want to, before maybe this will spark some of our memories too, unless you have any other tips you wanted to add?
No.
Go to Baseline Tap House.
Yes, go to Baseline. Yes, just do it. Just go there, enjoy it. Yeah.
Get the pretzel and the charcuterie board and a beer or a beer margarita. Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh, I guess I did have one other one, which is if you're planning on a sit-down restaurant and you also want to do Fantasmic, book the Fantasmic dining package. Just do it. You're going to be buying the meal anyways. You don't have to line up as early. You get the best spots to watch it. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't, go to the later one. And
Yeah.
have less people in the park.
Yep.
Well, what is the very first thing you think of when someone says Hollywood Studios? I think of Baseline Tap House. I'm sorry.
I love it.
That and Tower of Terror. Like,
yeah.
Those are
I don't know. That's a good question. I honestly, this just sounds so bad.
Oh God.
But I just mean I feel like Lost. Like when someone says Hollywood Studios to me, I think like Lost Identity, because it's such a cluster of ideas at this point that like it knew what it was in the beginning, and now we're just kind of a random smattering of things in that park. Like there's, like I think like Magic Kingdom, magic castles, right? I think Epcot, I think, innovation, future, which is weird because half the park is World Showcase. Or I think alcohol. And then,
Yeah,
I mean, Animal Kingdom, animals, like Hollywood Studios is just, yeah. I don't know.
Okay, so Hollywood Studios is still my favorite. While I agree with you, it's still my favorite Walt Disney World park. And also, I decided officially on this last trip that I prefer the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout version over Tower of Terror Twilight Zone version.
Okay, but that's because it just goes into the ride.
Like, it's just, there's not enough fun. The music blasting and like
yeah.
the scenes that you see on it are amazing. And this is just kind of, well, I love the whole like falling in the dark thing. It needs something. And like, I don't know. I feel like I've officially decided I prefer the Mission Breakout version better.
This is crazy to me. I mean, don't get me wrong. But for me, Mission Breakout is so short. Like it is so fun, but it is so much. I just feel like it's so much shorter. Also, I'm still mind boggled at the amount of staircases and weird like things in that ride now, because all I picture is the boiler room from Tower of Terror, and all I can think of is like, how did they fit this all in this building?
It's wild. I just feel like, while you say it's short, this last trip, I feel like Tower of Terror, the actual dropping portion is so much shorter. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I feel like you drop like 4 times max. And sometimes on Mission Breakout, you just keep going. I don't know. Now I want to go to Disneyland. It's fine.
Now we need to test this theory and go back.
We need to do them, as close
we
together
need another
as possible.
coast to
So we'll
coast
go
trip.
to Disney first.
Yep. So we'll go to Disney World. We'll ride Tower of Terror, and then we'll immediately jump on a plane and go and ride Mission
Maybe
Breakout.
we'll do it the opposite way.
Yeah. There you
No,
go.
it's better to go to the west.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you get more time in your day.
Gain time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Your top can't skip it attraction.
That is a tricky one. It's either Tower of Terror or it is Slinky Dog.
I think mine's Tower of Terror. Simply because the wait time will go down on that one. And so Slinky Dog, man, just sometimes. And I hate standing in that queue.
Oh, yeah.
I hate it. Yeah. Okay. What do you think's an underrated ride at the park? I feel like it's Ailing Swirling Saucers. That's a jam. I like that ride.
The little whippy ride.
Yeah, it's fun. And the little music.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
I can agree with you that one is underrated, especially in a park that does not have very much for young children to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think's overrated?
Rock and Roller Coaster.
Me too. Especially because when I rode it, this last time. It had been forever since I read it because every time I go, it's always under refurbishment. I had earrings in, and
Oh, no.
over the head. Oh my God. I felt like I was going to have like 17 additional holes like
Yep.
behind my ear from it. And I tried my hardest to hold my head, but I couldn't even enjoy the ride because it hurt so bad. Yeah. Yeah. I just feel like maybe I'm outgrowing that kind of a roller coaster. Now I get it. Cause like when we would go to Cedar Point with my dad, he would never want to ride the corkscrew, which is basically that, but outside. And I get it because it's just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, what is your most chaotic or hilarious memory at Hollywood Studios?
Okay, so this is one I am very much hoping my mother's going to be in town, and I'm hoping to kind of interview her and walk her through this. But I will do my best to give a synopsis of it, and then I'm hoping that I can get everyone that was with me to give me a clip of this moment from their perspective, because it was nuts in the best way.
Oh gosh.
So when we went for my sister's divorce trip, we went and made a reservation at 50's Primetime Cafe. And shout out to Steven from I don't know where, because it was such a great experience, and we took a picture with him because of this. Oh my gosh, it was so funny. But if you don't know 50's Primetime Cafe, you are in the 50s and you have to have your table manners at the restaurant, right? Like, it's a very interactive experience, and it is so fun. I mean, I was laughing because as I was reviewing all my favorite memories, most of them come from 50's Primetime. But this one in particular, it not only got the attention of Steven, but also like his manager and half of the other like wait staff in the restaurant. It was so funny. My little sister got in trouble so much, and like they were walking around, they gave her a hat with like a name on it. It just was, I'll have to find the picture and put it in here, but I have never, at one point we were laughing so hard at what was happening. He dragged her in the chair across the floor, put her in the corner, gave her a timeout. Right? We were laughing just nonstop. I almost threw up in the restaurant because I was laughing so hard. So that is my most chaotic moment.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
almost
gosh.
vomiting in 50's Primetime.
I need to eat there. That's going to be on my list to go. Mm-hmm.
It's comfort food. It's delicious. Get the peanut butter and jelly milkshake. It's wonderful. Fried chicken is, don't eat it and then go on Star Tours, but do eat it and just but yes, you have to play along, and it was, but that's probably my most chaotic moment. What about you?
I don't think I have a chaotic moment. I don't think. I don't know. No, I don't have any crazy chaotic moments. I don't think so.
Maybe our family just lends itself to chaos.
No.
That's probably accurate.
I have a more, I think I have more sentimental memories, I guess. My daughter's first visit, this was the first park we took her to, and that's when they were doing, this was in 2021, so COVID times, they were doing the cavalcades. And she was so excited. I think it was Toy Story and Jessie and Woody and them. And she was just so excited about it. So I remember that. And then my other one was, we took the easiest time. We didn't ride a bunch of rides, which is unlike us. Not.
Yes, so not you at all.
Not us. But we did the data pad thing in Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah.
So fun. My son had so much fun doing that, and Kylo Ren walked by while we were doing it and was asking us what we were doing, and it was really cool. So that one. And then The third one is on alien swirling saucers before my daughter was born. So my son was really little. And his little face and giggling when we were riding this ride. I have it on video. It's so cute. So that, but I don't think I have any crazy chaotic moments or anything from there. I don't think so. And then I think we've already answered the next question, and it was best spot to grab a quick bite when the hanger hits. I love Baseline, but
Baseline.
I also like ABC Commissary. I like the buffalo chicken or grilled cheese. I don't think I've eaten many of the quick services there. We tried Woody's lunchbox or whatever, like with the tots once.
Yeah.
That was okay. I think we just usually leave and go eat in Epcot, I feel like. Because it's just a Skyliner right away.
Yeah. Okay, speaking of tots, I remember the first, well, no, I'll save that story. But remind me to tell you about the first time I got to do Toy Story Land. Okay?
Why don't you just say it? What are we saving it for?
Well, I was just going to wait till we were like full on memory mode, which I guess we are, so it's fine. So anyway, so we go and we like that's the first thing we did was rope drop Slinky Dog. And then I was like, now we need to go over and do all of the Galaxy's Edge stuff, because that stuff had just opened too. And I'm like, all right, so we need to go and do this. I'm trying to think, because it was the first time I had ever done Millennium Falcon, like Smuggler's Run, right? So I had no idea what to expect. Did not know that it was like I don't know why I didn't know or didn't think about it, but like I just didn't know how much the simulator rides were going to bother me. So we had just done Slinky Dog, right? And the stuff there, and I was like super pumped. We go into Galaxy's Edge and we're doing that ride because like Rise of Resistance wasn't even open yet. We do, and I get off that ride and I feel so sick. Like so sick. It was like the whole time I was in there, I was like closing my eyes. I felt horrible. We go over and we meet our friends who had not rope dropped, and they were like, oh, let's have some breakfast. So we go over to eat their breakfast tots, and all I could think about was how the texture, I could just feel the texture going down was the same texture it was going to be coming up, and I could not eat it for the life of me. And I haven't been able to touch them since.
No, I could totally see that. Sometimes they have like those pretty much same things at some of the resorts now, like the loaded things. And I ate them the first day at French Quarter, like the first morning after my 5K, and they were great, delicious. My husband tried to get them for me after I ran the half marathon or whatever. And I think it's because they kind of sat there by the time I got there. I already didn't feel great. Because, like, when you get up, weirdly, I think for me, when I get up very early in the morning, like, well, in the middle of the night at, like, 2 a.m., I already just naturally will feel sick, kind of, like, queasy.
Yeah.
I could not eat them because the same thing. It was a texture thing for me at that point.
Yeah.
And I was like, if I eat these, I think I will vomit.
Yeah.
So I get it. I do. I get it. It's something about them, especially if the tater tots are not really crispy and they become mushy.
Yeah.
And like it's just the cubed potato, like the tiny. Yep. Nope. I get it.
Yeah, and there was something about the breakfast ones that had the gravy on them, and I love freaking gravy. Like, give me gravy all day. But yeah, no, it was not good.
I get it. Oh man, that makes me kind of want to vomit right now. Okay, what else do I have here? We'll get off the textured food thing. Okay, what is your favorite show? I think you've already said this once.
Have I said that once? Did I say?
I think you said you liked the Beauty and the Beast.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Well, the only other option I have is the Indiana Jones, which I do really like it, but for me, it's like it was good the first time, and the second time it's the same thing. So I don't know. Like, once you know all the things, I feel like it's kind of ruined for me. But
Yeah, like,
also,
you
I'm
can't
not a
go
show
back.
person. Again,
Do
for the
you
first time.
consider the Frozen Ever After and the Little Mermaid and all that shows too, or do you?
I do. And I did like the Frozen one. Because I like that the storytellers, whatever they... Is that what they're called in there? Or are they called... Oh, they're called they're called something. I like that they will bring, like, current everyday things. Like, they got into the 6'7" joke. They...
Yeah.
Something else that happened, like, in pop culture came up. I do like that. They're fun. But again, I don't want to sit in a theater on my trips. Just don't. But yeah, I do. Also, I think I got a little let down. Because do you ever, like, set yourself up? You're so excited for your kid to experience something. And you're like, they're going to love it. And then they just kind of don't.
Yeah.
Or it just doesn't hit like you thought it would.
Yeah.
My daughter, we went and watched this. She was super into Frozen. But she makes herself sick when we go on trips. Like, in excitement. It's a known thing. Like, you cannot tell her until we're, like, leaving. And... this one was kind of that way. Like, she gave herself some sort of a bug. Like, she wasn't sick, but she just didn't feel great.
Right.
And she was literally fine the next day. But this was our first day. And so we were in the Frozen show. And I'm expecting her to just be so happy. And she was just kind of like, cool. So, yeah. You know. It's just like, if people... I always tell people to set realistic expectations when your kid meets... their favorite character, because it sometimes just doesn't go as you envision it will.
Yeah.
For a lot of different reasons. One, they're just so excited and they don't, like, it becomes nervous, so it's hard for them to enjoy it. And then later after, they may be, like, really excited to, like, retell you about it, but in the moment, they're kind of just, like, overwhelmed with emotion.
Yeah.
Or if you hit at the wrong age, they're just plain scared of, like, Mickey and Pluto and Donald and all of those characters. So... you just have to be, you know, I wouldn't set up too much expectation, and I should have known better myself, but...
yeah.
You
live, you learn.
We've already talked about what a Hollywood studio desperately needs. We talked about tips. We talked about how to survive Slinky Dog's absolute savage wait times. Just don't wait for it.
Yeah. Don't.
Make it your...
lightning lane or go home.
Slinky Dog, guys, needs to be your priority, lightning lane. Like, you need to select that. No matter what time it is, you just need to do it. And then try to modify it later, because I'll tell you, especially if you're visiting during hot times, that wait, that queue is hot. It sucks. I feel like air becomes still in that. We did it one time, and I'll never wait in it again. It's lightning lane or nothing for me.
That whole land, and this is where, like, theming has got to change a little bit for the park experience. Like, I totally get you're in the grass in Andy's backyard. There are no trees. I get that. Give me something else. Put fans around. Like, what? I don't know, but
they've definitely added. I especially noticed it this last trip. A ton more umbrellas along the fence for rope drop morning for Slinky Dog when it gets an extended queue. But, like, the whole thing needs something. Like, let's find a toy that we can make humongous that provides shade. I know they did just build a whole new...
like the one flying around your head, and put an airplane wing.
The one flying around your head. They did just build, like, a whole new section over... a whole new shade area over top of Woody's lunchbox.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's rough, man. That park in general can be so insanely hot.
Yeah. It's not Animal Kingdom hot, but it's hot.
Yeah, it is. It can be, like, when the sun is at its peak, that park can be rough.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, I did have a couple of other... I do have one other memory to share. And it was funny because literally as I was getting ready to like record today, my best friend texted me and she was like, I'm having so many memories, like, or flashbacks, like just feeling so nostalgic from your history episode. And I was like, well, get ready because we're about to go down memory lane in our next episode. And so I'm going to totally, there were two memories that we kind of had that were just like funny moments, like, anyways, and they all happened in Hollywood Studios. So the first one was, I guess they both were our senior year spring break trip. You should know that my best friend is not necessarily a roller coaster person, right?
Okay.
And so she doesn't do like scary rides, things like, she's more of like a boat ride pace, I would say. I mean, she does do some attractions anyways. And so the first one was convincing her to go on Tower of Terror, right?
Okay.
And she really didn't want to do it. She was not a fan. So I convinced her to do it, and I said, just do it once. I'll never ask you to do it again. So we leave our stuff with my mother, and my aunt had gone on this trip with us. I don't know where she was. But we left it on... We left all of our purses and stuff with my mom. Right? We go ride the ride. She absolutely hates it. She gets off. She says, I'm never doing it again. And I said, okay, but at least you did it. You tried it. Good for you. We walk over and we grab our stuff from my mom. And later on, she tells us that, no, she left all of our stuff on top of a trash can for like a solid, like probably 30 minutes. Just like walked away. We forgot. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she's like, and then I ran back and thank God they were still there. So, even though she might be our number one fan, I'm totally ratting her out on that one. Also on that ride, she also almost lost my son when he went for his first birthday because she didn't know he was an escape artist but after watching his cousins slide in and out of their strollers all week, apparently
he figured it out
to ride that one. Yep, he figured it out, and he wasn't even walking yet, and somehow she turns around and he's no longer in the stroller. So Kana's no longer allowed to watch anything, humans, property, any of that while we're on rides in Hollywood Studios. So, and then the other, I was like, oh man, I completely forgot that while we were riding Tower of Terror, she also did that. But the other memory that I had was because my friend is not a big, roller coaster. I said, look, you did Tower of Terror, you'll be fine. And I got her to do Rock and Roller Coaster, and she tried her darndest to get out of riding this ride, especially when you get through and you're like waiting right in the alleyway, right? And you see this thing, you see them take off, right? We're standing behind like the metal fence. She's like, I really have to pee. And I was like, we waited this long. You are not getting out to pee right now. And I swear to God, she probably came very close to peeing her pants because she also hated that ride.
You're a poor friend.
I know. I was horrible. I don't know why she's still friends with me 21 years later, but she is. So, there's that.
You saying this made me remember when I took my son and my daughter on the first time on Tower of Terror. Daughter loves the ride, by the way. She was 4. I think the first time she went on it, she loves it. She's also psycho, but it's fine.
She's psycho, but it's fine.
My son hated it. Oh my God, he absolutely hated it. I was trying to find the picture because it's funny because he like leaned all the way back into me and his mouth's open. And my husband and I just looked over at each other like, oh shit, why'd we do this? Why'd we put him on this? Poor child. Yeah, he hated it. I was trying to find it because it's funny. And I'm also evil. I mean, I wanted It's a Bug's Life to still be there to scare children. So
yeah, I was like, you scare children. I mean, this is proof, photographic evidence that you like to scare children.
I'm one of those moms. I'm definitely like push your kids into doing things and like trying things at least once, instead of just you don't want to ride it. Okay, no.
Yeah,
we're trying it.
With eating food, you have to try it. You can't tell me you don't like it until
because like why spend your life thinking you're going to be afraid of something and then missing out on riding or doing it for that long? Just like my mother. This is going to be the episode where we call it our moms. My mom's super scared of cruising, didn't want to do it. She did it for the first time last year, so 2024. Absolutely loves it. And she just wants to keep doing it. And so she spent however many years of her life thinking she wouldn't like it or would hate it.
Yeah.
And not doing it. And now, like,
Now she loves
you
it.
got to make up for it. So, yeah, I just feel like you do kind of have to push your children into doing things. And I'm also the mom, like, if we sign up to do something, we're finishing it whether you hate it or not. Like, so. I'm just mean. It's fine. My mom will agree with that. That is the one thing she says about me and my husband is we're kind of a bit savage as parents. Gosh, I'll have to look for this later, but it's super funny. Yes. Yeah. Our poor moms. Number one fans, and we're just blasting them on the internet.
We are. But isn't that the whole job of a child? I mean,
I expect that
them.
my kids are going to do the same. Especially because I'm apparently traumatizing them, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. It's payback. Some people choose therapy. We choose revenge.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I'm excited to hear your mom's interview.
So here's my thing. Like this is and was my mother's favorite park. And I think a lot of it is because like it just doesn't have, my mom is not an attraction like ride person. She loves the shows. She loves like the dining and the history of it all. And so she was like, I'm going to go through my photo albums and get everything together. So I honestly cannot wait to share it. I will like cut pieces or whatever and hopefully share the one experience. But if all goes well, then I will put her interview in right here.
Yes.
And we will get a perspective of somebody who kind of remembers it in their heyday, or the park in its heyday. Because, like we were saying, she was like, it was a park that had things for me to do with your younger sister while you guys went with your dad and got to do, like, so I'll let her explain it all. But I'm hoping that it's really cool to hear from somebody who remembers those attractions we talked about in the history episode and can share a little bit about her favorite memories and stuff. So
yeah, I'm excited to hear. That'll be fun for me too, because then I can hear it on the episode when I rewatch, because sometimes I have to put us in like 2x speed, because like I was here when this episode happened and I'm like, love us so much, and sometimes some of the episodes that I know are just really funny are funny to rewatch too. But like I have to sometimes still just put us in 2x, and so that we can get some views on our YouTube. I will go and watch it, but it'll be fun to actually be able to hear it.
Hear
I'm
from
your mama, our number one fan.
Our number one fan. Maybe number two. I don't know. Your mom might be number one fan too.
I think your mom takes the cake. No offense, Mom, if you're listening, but I think Chrissy's mom beats you in this. You just need to do better.
Called out.
She knows. My poor mom. She works with me. Like, so we see each other every day, and like you're around me. I give me a lot. So.
No, you? No.
Not
you.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's too much. It's too much. Okay. Hi, Mom.
Hey, babe.
Thank you so much for agreeing to be part of the podcast. I cannot wait to interview you on all of your memories about Hollywood Studios and everything else. For our listeners, you should know that this podcast is occurring like 3 or 4 days after we recorded this episode that you've already heard. So please forgive me for sounding as awful as I sound. The plague has hit my household. And so the sickness I had in the last episode has gotten worse. Thankfully, my mother has been here to take care of us all. So thank you for that, too.
You're welcome.
Okay. For those of you who maybe haven't tuned in before, we have talked a little bit about how Hollywood Studios really does need a revamp. And seeing as this is your favorite park, I thought it would be interesting, and also that you have a little bit more memories than I do, since I was 4 and 8 when I went, when this park was kind of in its heyday, as we've talked about on the podcast. So I thought it would be interesting to get your perspective, hear some of your favorite memories, and then also get your opinion. Because if it were up to you, I'd like to see how you would change things. So let's start out by just asking you, what are some of your first memories of Hollywood Studios?
I think to begin with, it was the parades. They had parades different times during the day.
Yeah.
And they were fabulous. And so many characters. In the beginning, they started off with Toy Story,
Yeah.
which was fantastic. And to see all of the animation come to life and to witness all of it.
Yeah.
It again, as you said, it was my favorite park and always had been. But then it hit a time that I thought, what are they doing? When they got rid of so much of what to me made up the park.
Yeah.
It was all about the movies.
Yeah.
And that's why I enjoyed it. Yes, you go to Magic Kingdom and it's all about the rides, and you do. So, in a way, it was a little bit more adult things, but yet they did incorporate so much for the children
Yeah.
that you got to enjoy that part of it. But my biggest memory of all of that to begin with was just the parades that they did during the
Yeah.
daytime.
Yeah. I was telling Stephanie in a previous episode that I remembered, and it may have even been our Magic Kingdom one, where the camel that's outside of the Aladdin ride now was in that Aladdin parade at
Yes.
Hollywood Studios.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and kind of having those memories of the parades. Okay, take me back to the days where you got to enjoy the Great Movie Ride and the Backlot Express. What were your favorite parts of those
That
attractions?
was the best.
Yeah.
The interaction that the audience was able to get in, especially when the backlot tours that you got to do. They did Pearl Harbor. Your older sister and cousin got to participate
Yeah.
in that. So it was nice to see that part of it. Cruella DeVille, that they were just coming back out with the live action version of 101 Dalmatians. And again, one of my favorite movies to begin with.
Yeah.
But you got to go back behind the scenes per se and see all the costumes and everything that they were doing and the animation parts that they had up, so they could try to make sure that they were in tune with actually what had happened in the original one.
Yeah.
And be able to go off on it, to be able to walk down all of these streets that had the houses
Yeah.
that you could see the fronts, and of all of these shows that you used to love to watch.
Yeah.
And they were right there. You felt like a part of it. And they were filming a lot. I think when you were 8 or 12, one of those times, the Power Rangers had just come out. And the Power Rangers were walking around, going from set to set where they wanted to have, and not really surrounded by Disney people that were trying to get them through. They were just walking, and they'd wave and talk to everybody. And that was great to see that through your guys'
Yeah.
eyes. You felt like you were on a movie set when you were there.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about in this episode a lot, and even in the previous episode, that there was so much like streetmosphere and
Yes.
and engagement, and it was such a lively park because of that kind of back behind the scenes
Yes.
or like studio lot element.
They had it making it like a back lot, but yet it was very much all of the people there being able to watch it and see it
Yeah.
happen. It was wonderful.
Yeah. Do you remember how you felt when you heard that they were going to be taking those things away or changing those attractions?
I didn't like it.
Yeah.
And I still don't like it. I don't. Thank God they still kept
Right.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is still there, and Belle, they have their own little movie theater type
Right.
things. But that part of it to me was what Hollywood Studios was about.
Yeah.
And so they've taken that away. I understand they're trying to make sure that they have things available for the younger crowd. Now they had for them, and it wasn't rides, but you had the Honey I Shrunk the the kids'
Yes.
playground and stuff that you could go out and do and interact in different things. And Toy Story is wonderful for the littles. Now that we have the grandkids and to see it in their eyes, other than I've never been more hot in my life. And that's just because we always seem to have to go because we have teachers in the family.
Right.
So that those teachers have to, the only time they have off that can come is during summer.
Right.
And it's so hot and there's no shade and the kids are miserable
Yeah.
instead of, now they have rides that I can't do there. I get motion sickness very bad. So
I come by it honestly.
right,
So
exactly.
Yeah.
So I can't participate in the rides
Right.
that they have. So whereas the other ones that used to be, you didn't quite have that
Yeah.
type.
Yeah, I may have even said it in a previous episode, but I remember talking to Stephanie and I said, I think that's why this was your favorite part.
Exactly.
Because there was a lot for you to do that didn't involve you getting on a ride.
Right, exactly, exactly. Mhm.
Yeah.
And the Great Movie Ride. I mean, that was fun too to go through. But again, I understand we have to evolve. And these old movies mean nothing to even you
Yeah.
at all. Okay. But they did to me. And that's what I grew up with. And again, I think that's the whole point. That's why Primetime Cafe is so much fun.
Yeah.
It does bring your dad and I back to that period where we grew up and the black and white and TV and exactly, what shows
Right.
were on it.
Yeah.
Okay. That, and just the way you were at your cousin's house or grandma's house and it was the big home style cooking and
Yeah.
and the rules that you had to follow.
Okay, I do want to get into 50s primetime because I wanted to get your perspective on a memory that we had and we shared that I tried to talk about by myself, which was really hard. But before we get to that, I wanted to kind of get your perspective on how you think the park is in its current state and then what you've heard about what's going to be changing and if you think that would change your opinion on how you feel about the park now.
It already has.
Yeah.
As an adult now, not bringing kids because your dad and I have experienced the previous year
Yeah.
going a lot. We became annual pass holders to be able to see the park in different eyes and go and do the things that we wanted to do.
Right.
That we didn't even know was in the parks.
Sure.
Which is a lot of fun nowadays. So I love with what they've done now. The things, Star Wars. And I'm not a big Star Wars. I saw the beginning ones that came out in the 70s.
Right.
Okay. Because again, I was in high school then. That was just coming out, and to us, oh my God, that was the what we thought was the best part of TV and animation. And now when you see what they do with computers and
Yeah.
the rest of it, but for us to go to the screen,
Yeah.
it was like, oh my gosh, this is fabulous. So now you go and you see that, and I think they're getting back into some of those areas.
Yeah.
And so I'm liking that part of it. It'll be interesting to see what they do with Muppets. That was a big part, and I think every generation still enjoys the Muppets,
Yeah.
ours and the little ones. I mean, you've got Sam, who Elmo,
Yeah,
and all of
right,
those
yeah.
characters. It's just
Yeah, the puppet kind of like characters.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Uh-huh.
So I think that part will be interesting to see. So I like the way it has evolved, but it took it a while to get there, I think. You
Yes,
know? Yeah.
yes.
So it lost me between that time that you all were graduating high school.
Sure,
When we went.
yeah,
Okay, we got to do those things. And yet then when Catherine, 5 years later, that stuff was gone. And so much of it was shut down. It was like, we didn't go her
Yeah.
senior year because she just didn't, you
Yeah.
know, why? Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it really became a half-day park. So,
Yeah.
and I think it still is, unless you're a really big Star Wars fan. I am a huge Toy Story fan, but even that, like you said, it's hot in that section of the park, and there is only so much to do right now as it stands. So, so yeah, it's. How do you feel about this new proposed animation section that they're changing and kind of reinvigorating per se?
To be honest, I don't know a lot about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay. I really do.
Yeah. I think there's not been a ton of details shared, but they are bringing to life some different experiences and kind of bringing back the vibe of like a working animation. They're bringing animation to life. They are bringing back a playground, which I'm excited
Okay,
to see for
great.
the littles, especially having some of my own.
Now, is the animation that going to be back over where Little Mermaid was?
Yes,
Okay.
uh-huh.
They
Yep,
need
just
that.
beyond
That
that.
looks like an area that has just been closed up.
Yeah.
But yet you still have a little few things to walk to.
Yeah.
But you walk around going, what are they going to do here?
Right.
I hope they bring the animation back. That,
Yeah.
Back in that corner, which we happened to go back just to go get to the bathrooms
Mm-hmm.
and walked in. It was like all of these old movie posters
Mm-hmm.
from all the years there. And we all really enjoyed looking
Yeah.
at that when we
Yeah.
went this 2 years ago in the summer.
Oh, fun.
So you can kind of see, okay, this is going to be it. We saw some of the best characters back
Oh,
there.
yes.
Right. Okay,
Yes.
that did a lot of character signing. They really don't right now back
Yeah.
there. And that park is missing that portion of it.
Yes.
They don't have it. You know, the Aerosmith, that and
Rock
I
and
know
roller
that was my
coaster.
favorite. Yeah. It did not do well over there, and not by the ride, but
No, you're not
kinda lost
allowed
some
in
things.
that section of the theme park. I had already warned you. We riffed on you pretty hard a couple episodes ago about that one. So, or maybe even this episode, just sharing memories and
Right.
yes, you're not allowed to keep track of humans or possessions in that section of the park. Yeah.
Don't do well.
No, not exactly. Okay, let's talk for a moment about 50s primetime because as I was going through like my favorite memories of the park, I realized so many of them are actually attached to this restaurant. And I know you touched on it a little bit ago, talking about how that was something that feels not just nostalgic, but just really immersive for you.
Oh, it is.
So it is something that you have brought us back to time and time again.
Yeah.
And even going on my own, it's something that I feel I need to do.
Right.
But let's talk for a moment about the experience we had a couple of years ago when we went for Catherine's divorce trip.
Yes.
And the experience that we had.
Yeah.
Tell me about it from your perspective.
Okay. First of all, that whole trip, you couldn't make that up.
Yeah.
And just to get the Disney magic everywhere we went, that was so genuine. But not that we sought out. It just came to us, which was unbelievable
Yes.
everywhere we went. So it just every day seemed to build. You think, oh, it couldn't get any better. This is the best part.
Right.
And then the next time you go, it someplace else, it's the best part. And it's interesting too because I think so many of our memories on different things, like most people, revolves around food.
Yeah.
It gives you that chance when you get to go in someplace, at least when you come to sit down and kind of recap what you've been doing.
Yeah.
So it gives you that little bit of let's take a break, but
Right.
but recap about what was fun and to
Yeah.
make sure you cement those memories that you're not just going, past
Right.
them.
One thing to another. And
I think that's what prime time allows you to do.
Yeah.
Because you get in there and you have your reservation and you immediately, go in and go to the lounge area, which first of all, we remember going there where alcohol just wasn't even allowed, even back then in the lounge, okay?
Right.
When you were 4 and 8, okay? So then the fact that you could actually get a beverage if you choose to and have that, but to have the little living rooms
Right.
that you could sit down with.
Yeah, they feel
and
very nostalgic.
it just starts your whole experience before you ever get to the
Right.
kitchen table. And really, that's what each little dining area is. Everybody's sitting around the kitchen
Yeah.
table. And I grew up with that. We did. We sat at the kitchen table. We went to grandma's. We sat at the kitchen table. Everybody had to do that. It's the old aluminum, and
Yeah.
right,
Uh-huh.
and the padded seats, and I mean, you just start going
Right. The
in.
Formica countertops.
Oh, exactly.
And the, yes.
Exactly. And when they call your name, you just get so excited, like it's our turn. We're
Yeah.
going to get to go through this. And every character, or I should say, every cast member makes that such a unique experience.
Yeah.
And when we went on this particular trip and we sat down and we were just excited to be there because we all had great memories of,
Yeah.
of going, okay? Not just us as a family, but when we did your individual girls' trips.
Right.
Okay, so that in itself, we had those memories, okay? That it was fun to be a part of those
Yeah.
things. but then, we started and we were giggling because it was
Yes.
just, we were excited about having this experience. And for them to look at Catherine's button, which God love you did, that I think was the icebreaker for everybody.
Yeah.
When you said, it said,
Left Hans looking for Kristoff.
right,
Yeah.
exactly. And everybody look at it and they're like, what? And she would say, I'm celebrating my divorce. And most people are like,
Yeah, that's not something
okay,
to celebrate.
what? And then you're like, oh yeah, it is.
Yes, it is. Yep.
Yeah, under that circumstance, it definitely was. And they just took off with it and just made her day.
Yeah.
That came and what I loved is they'd come, not even our cast member that was waiting on us.
Yeah.
But the others came over because we were having such a good time. And then when the manager came over and sat down with us.
She did. I forgot about that. She came and just like pulled up a chair and was like
Hey.
ready to spill some tea,
Right,
man. It was,
exactly.
yeah.
And tell me what's going on here. And everybody would be like, oh my God.
Right.
Right. But they just made it the best. And most restaurants, they move you along. They let you do. We were there, I don't know, 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And we had long since stopped eating.
Yeah.
But just they let us take our time. We had dessert. We had the alcoholic milkshakes, which I've never had. Oh my, I have to recommend those. But they just took a bad situation.
Yeah.
A bad situation. And just made it one of the best days of all of our lives.
Yeah.
It's just the whole experience. The food is good. I mean, it is good. And we all have our favorites,
Yes.
And then the fact that you have to deal with Catherine being celiac.
Yes.
You have to look at the menus a whole different way. They had that all covered for her.
Yeah, it made it so
she could
easy.
enjoy her favorites.
Yeah.
And yet, they do their whole little routine and you can't
Yep,
do this. And God forbid you take that phone out. You do not take your phone out.
Yeah, no toys at the table.
No. And go stand in the corner and all the things.
Yeah.
But just the whole part of making her happy and seeing her laugh and us laugh.
Yeah.
That we've created this memory that all four of us
Yeah.
will
Yeah,
never forget.
Yeah, we'll never forget it. We still talk about it.
Yeah.
I was saying, like, when they dragged her in her chair across the restaurant and put her nose in the corner.
Exactly.
And I don't even remember what, was it not finishing her vegetables?
It was
or
with the green beans because
Yes.
she was trying to hide
Yes.
them because she did not want any. And I
Yep.
think they even brought her a double order when she
Yes,
was like,
yeah, because once they found out that,
right, she
yeah,
didn't like them. I think they came out with extras to
Yep.
even eat,
Yep.
and really built on that part of it. And it was, and the whole restaurant was laughing with us and
Yeah.
back in that area
Yeah.
because it is sectioned off that you
Yes.
get, so you do. And they all, I think we're having a good time with us.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we
Yeah.
probably had 3 or 4 cast members. Like you said, the manager came over and sat down. And, I mean, they made hats. And they...
Yeah.
Yes, it was... I mean, I remember Steven spoon-feeding Catherine the green beans.
Right, and putting them with the mashed potatoes,
Yes,
trying to do anything at that point.
Yeah.
They made it great for her.
Yeah.
And we hadn't seen her laugh
Yeah.
in a while.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made it so special too, because they didn't have to. It's a fun experience, but
Yeah, they didn't have
went
to go above and
way
beyond. Yeah.
what they needed to do with all of it, and
Yeah.
let us have our time. We laughed and joked, and it didn't bother the people around because unfortunately we are known as a very loud family.
Yes, we are.
And we don't know how to tone things down very much, and they didn't care. They
Yeah.
didn't care at
Yeah.
all. Nor did they push us out to get out.
Yeah, they certainly weren't trying to turn that table over by any means.
What to you made it so special?
I mean, I just remember laughing so hard. At one point, I had to remove myself from the table because I was going to throw up. Like, it was that kind of, like, you laugh so hard, you start to get the hiccups, and then it's just like, I literally thought I might throw up on the floor because we were laughing so hard. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely the experience that when you think of those kind of interactive and playful dining experiences like that, and there are so many of them, across Disney World,
Right,
that it
exactly.
was not what we were expecting to have, and yet still met the expectations. It was like it just was. Yeah, it was over the top and so fun. And I do agree that it was like the first time that I think we all had kind of let the kind of tiptoeing that we had done around the
Oh,
situation
absolutely.
go for the first
Right,
time, you know, and not have to worry about the negative about it and really start celebrating like this is a new beginning for her. And
Total new
yeah,
beginning. It
yeah,
really was, and that we could laugh about certain things, and because God, it just you had been sad long enough,
yeah,
to see
yeah,
somebody so hurt,
yeah,
and then to start to see her joy come back,
yeah,
and then for them to embrace that
yeah,
and bring it out more when they don't know her, don't know her at all,
yeah,
and
yeah. And they
didn't
don't have
matter.
to do that
They
for her.
don't. That's what I said.
Yeah,
That's what brought to me the magic back as far as what Hollywood Studios is all about with
yeah,
all of it. That they're in character, but yet you could tell that's really what these people are like. They genuinely care. That's
yeah,
how they get their jobs. That's how they're successful in their jobs. And most of them, when you're there, when you start to talk and interact with the cast members, you understand the number of years they've been there providing this magic for
yes,
people.
yeah,
And I don't think a lot of people understand that part unless they're like us that go all the time.
right,
These the people that go for their one and done, just don't get that it's a career for these people. It really is.
yeah,
It's more than just a job. They want to be there, and they do make it magical.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I completely agree.
yeah.
From my own perspective, outside of that experience, I mean, we've had several, but I do remember going with Allie and Nick when we went back for our 30th birthday trip, and Nick was so intent on getting me in trouble.
Right,
Right.
right.
And it got to the point where I don't even know that it's a rule listed when you get in there, right? Like no elbows on the table, the kids,
Right.
the kids help set the table, all that. But he was trying to rat me out so hard
Right.
that he ended up getting himself in trouble,
Right.
and they put him in the corner,
Yeah.
and like it just.
And I think that if I remember, that's kind of what Catherine was trying to do: get one of us
Yes,
in
I
trouble
think you're
about
right.
something, and they're like, no, 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 no."
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. It was just, yeah, that is one of my favorite dining experiences and honestly favorite memories, in the park, to have that.
They definitely make sure that your memories are created. And I know I've eaten at several of the different restaurants there.
Yeah.
Sci-fi has always been a family favorite. Especially when you start bringing the little ones. Are like, what is this? Not
Yeah.
sure if they're going to like these movies, and they did. They thought that was the
Yeah.
greatest thing. Just for all of us, great place to cool off at. When you're hot and whatever. We've even eaten at the Brown Derby, and that's a whole
Yeah.
other experience.
Yes.
A fine dining in the middle of
Of the
Walt
theme
Disney-
park,
right?
yeah,
Exactly. So you're not expecting that, and anywhere through the food courts,
Right.
So they each create whatever memory, but nobody does it better than Primetime.
Yeah.
They really don't.
Yeah. That was certainly one place that when we developed our theme park, we said we're keeping.
Oh, you better.
There's no way we're getting rid of that one.
There's some things that I said, ho, 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 if you notice a small world. Yes. Yeah, we've had words about that one. But, yeah, you
Yeah.
don't dare move that.
Well, we did. So sorry about that. Okay. Walk me through, I mean, what are some, aside from that memory, are there any that really stick out for you in that theme park?
Well, the newer ones being the Phantasmic,
Oh,
unbelievable show.
yeah.
Yeah, that was something wasn't there before. Okay, so the fact that they've added it, you have to go.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that you can do the dining package with it.
Yep.
That makes it all worthwhile, so that you are in those center seats.
Yeah.
Okay. Note a little thing here: don't go to the front. Stay to the back. 2 reasons. If you're in the front, you can get wet.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Second of all, as your dad always stresses, is the exit strategy.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. You can easily, because by then there's a lot of people leaving at the end
Yeah,
of the night.
it's a giant amphitheater.
It is.
So, yeah.
But that is a new memory that was never there before, which I absolutely love. I like the new ride and now I can't remember the name of it, that took over the Great Movie Ride.
Runaway Railway.
And I do like that. I think they've done a good job with
Yeah.
that. I wasn't sure what was going to happen because I did love the other one so much.
Yeah.
And so I do enjoy that part of it. The Frozen show, it's great, and again, I think you're doing those things with the kids,
Yeah.
that Little Mermaid was always one of my favorite shows too,
Yes,
Yeah.
I do have a memory of going to that show kind of way back when, and it's gone through some updates since this memory,
Right.
but I just remember like seeing the bubbles coming from the ceiling and
yeah.
thinking like, "There's bubbles inside, like
Right.
this is amazing," and
Yeah. So those,
Yeah.
I'm glad they've kept that part of it in. It's always still one of those. Wait a second. Now, how do I get from here to there?
Right.
And in the heyday when they did the different shows. Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Oh,
and I wish they did more of those again. That you got
yes,
to participate.
yeah,
Have
like some
these-
TV filmings,
Right,
yes,
exactly. And even though they weren't, but it gave you the idea of this is what happens.
Right.
And you got to pretend like you were on a show or
Yes,
watching a taping. That I loved. I would love for them to bring that back again.
Yeah.
Again, it's a movie theater. It's movies. So celebrate that part of it instead of keep taking it away.
yeah,
Yeah. It's more that, like you said, for somebody like me who doesn't do a lot of rides, it's a great theme park to
Yeah.
be in to participate with.
Yeah. Yeah, to take part in some of those shows.
Yeah.
That was one thing that I said, like, in our park, to bring back that kind of stuff where we're really immersing and kind of pulling back the curtain on things.
Yeah.
And you're right. I think to have those like game show stuff, or the American Idol experience, that was one that came through at some point too.
Yeah. Oh,
and
that was great.
had that kind of involvement or engagement, with the audience and people who wanted to participate in
Right.
that, and kind of gave them a day behind the scenes of what it took to put that show on and to be a contestant on that show.
Well, and that's what the backlot tour was. I mean, because you ended up then getting in a car, like a little rail car thing
Yeah.
that took you all through. So you were looking at what you thought were the backs of
Yeah.
these movies being made or these TV shows, and they talk about it and see the characters, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. That I wish those parts were back in.
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is if it were up to you,
Yes.
you would bring back that portion or that like perspective. for
Right,
the
and
park.
Disney, of course, is still involved in so many movies. You can easily come up with some other areas to do so.
Yeah.
And I understand, though, with the kids, you still need to have the rides. And I still like the rides, too, because you need a place to sit down for a few minutes,
Yeah.
and immerse yourself. But they do need some of that. But I really think I loved having that participation that you
Yeah.
could do.
Yeah. Yeah, that engagement. I mean, that's what we said, even at the beginning of this interview, which was, just the streetmosphere and that livelihood that you felt like you were kind of walking around a backlot or, walking
and
around
that's
the
what
streets
Star
of
Wars
America or
gives you.
Yes.
Okay, it's taken you into that franchise. Okay, so that yes, you start off and you do those rides. Okay, or start with them, but when you come out of it, then you're actually feel like you're walking through
Right.
what was part of the Star Wars, and it's so fun to see that guests for the day, they come in costume too for the most part. I mean, as much as Disney allows you to be in a costume,
Sure, yeah.
So that part makes it really fun too, because you could start walking around going, wait, is that a cast member or is that a guest? But they're really into all of this.
Yes.
That I just went in little stores, and more so than when you get off all the other rides and you're jumped right into the gift
shop, sure.
It
Yeah.
felt like you were really in
Yeah.
the movie,
Yeah.
walking around to the different parts that you could see and do, and even though you were shopping, it just felt like you were still part of all of the Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yeah. No, I completely agree. I think there's that immersive. I talked about it. This theme park, as it currently stands, has like two sections to the park, and
Yes.
they feel disjointed when you have the
Very
fully
much.
immersive sections of
Very
like
much.
Andy's backyard
Yeah.
and Batu, and then you have, the like sort of Streets of America of Grand Avenue where there's like three facades of a building,
exactly.
and then Echo Lake. It's just a very disjointed park, and
It's been
could use some more.
overlooked. All of the other parks have gone through their renovations and
Yeah.
doing, and they just kind of throw a little something here and a little one there.
Yeah.
But they've never gone through and redone what
Yeah.
I think needs to be, or decide what they want it to be. I think that's kind of the part.
Yeah.
It's like they throw something out there, and is it going to stick or not? and
Yeah.
they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah. I feel like Stephanie kind of echoed that in our episode, where it may have even been this one that everybody just kind of listened to, where she said it's a little bit like, whereas like over at Disneyland where you have Batu in Disneyland Park, and then you have, Cars Land over there in California Adventure, and it just feels a little bit, kind of trying to find its sense of self.
Right, exactly. I think that's going on
Yeah.
with it. Hopefully they'll get it, because again, it's a fun park. It used to be an all-day park, and then when you said it got down to the half-day park,
Yeah.
It shouldn't be. There's enough Disney movies being made
Yeah.
that it shouldn't be at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll kind of wrap this one up with the same way we kind of wrap up our memories episodes, which is, I know you talked about like the tip for Fantasmic. Do you have, as someone who goes to the park frequently and has gone as an adult, without kids, with adult children, with young children, what tips do you have to make this like a day at Hollywood Studios successful?
First of all, I think also as a non-rider, okay, that I wasn't aware that you can go in as if you're going to ride.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I never knew that, because I was the person that carried everything and waited while you all did Tower of Terror 18 times for the day.
Right.
And not knowing what this was all about. Okay. So the fact when we went on the girls' trip, you were like, well, no, you can come in here.
Yeah.
And
Take the chicken exit.
I love the chicken exit. Wherever we go now, I take the chicken, because there's so much to see and it's a part of that. At least all I've missed is the ride part
Right.
of it.
Yeah.
But the other things as you're going, and it's fun to see the anticipation of all of you.
Yeah.
When you know what's going to happen.
Right.
Or you've taken somebody in that doesn't know.
Right.
And you're trying to explain to them,
Yeah.
what's going to happen. So I want to say, do those things. Go
Yeah.
to that do that. Don't be the person that's sitting outside just waiting all the time.
And holding and possibly losing the bags.
Well, and watching your own grandson make his great escape, and you didn't realize it. That was one memory, that her son, her oldest son, I was watching because he was asleep in the stroller and wasn't buckled in, and I ended up getting on the phone, and I turned around, and he had been watching, I guess, his cousins understand how to slide out underneath. And I looked down, and the stroller's empty. Now he was just right behind it, but it wasn't off my eyes 5 seconds. But again, they're so fast and stuff. But I think that would be one thing. Make sure that you go through all of those areas.
Go through the queue.
You have to. And you just have to go through one thing. Make sure that you see the shows. That's the part of it that just is a lot of fun. And they make it fun for everybody.
Yeah, I think the cast members that do the storytelling in like Frozen Ever After are some of my favorites.
Yes.
They keep it relevant to think, like we were just talking about, like the 6-7 trend and, all of that. They like make references to that kind of stuff, but then, you still feel like you're retelling the story of Frozen, which is so fun.
And do those shows, do the rides, try to do it early in the morning if you go back to Toy Story, or you come back later in the day and do Star Wars, which is great. We've been there where Hollywood Studios was our second act of the day, not the first, okay? To be able to see Fantasmic and stuff. And so you are walking around the park at night. Now, it does close earlier than a lot of the other ones.
It can, especially in the off months.
Right.
Yeah.
And being a Floridian, we go a lot in the off months, but they're getting few and far between. Okay. But it's fun to go at that time of night and stuff and see that portion of it. One of my things I want to come is the Christmas party there. I haven't done
Jollywood
it yet,
Nights.
and I've heard that's supposed to be great too.
Yeah.
You can definitely make it the half day. If you do the shows, take your time.
Yeah.
Don't make it all about, I got to be here and I got to be there. I think that's the one thing we've learned about being the annual pass holders, and maybe because we know we can come back.
Right.
But it's just, that's what you
Yeah.
need to take the time to go do and look and see.
Yeah.
It's amazing as many times as we've gone that you're kind of like, I don't remember this. We've kind of passed through it.
Right.
Because it wasn't high on the list of the things that you needed to get to.
Right.
And they end up being a lot of fun.
Yeah. 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 Give it a chance.
Yes.
You know, take it in and yeah, don't skip over everything just because you feel like it's not an attraction.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even in Toy Story, I don't ride the rides, but it is so fun to walk around
Yeah.
and see what they've done. Haven't eaten at the restaurants there either.
No.
So there's
Yep.
there's some things we want to do on that end of it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Definitely have to go back. Well, I appreciate you coming on and chatting with me for a little while and being our kind of a first official guest on the podcast.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, thanks again. And, you know, if you ever feel like you want to come back and chat about things, you just let me know.
I'll be
and
back
we'll,
next month for the
yeah.
birthday, so maybe
well,
we'll
yeah,
pick up
maybe at that point we'll have something else to talk about.
And
I think so.
coming up next is our special Christmas edition episode, which I don't know if we have a structured plan. It's going to be kind of just talking all things Christmas, whether it's Disney related or not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. So if it were up to us,
Well, you'll just have to listen.